Hey, do you know Gitpod? It's an amazing IDE running in the browser without any installation. It's really cool. If you want, I can show it later when we're back. Hi guys, how's it going? In this episode of Head Crashing Informatics, I will talk about the combination of GitLab and Gitpod, in particular about Gitpod. And you can start it directly from GitLab. You just have to prepend any URL in GitLab or in GitHub. It's working also by gitpod.io/hash. So the original URL in my example of a branch of an open source project of mine is the appendix. And press enter. And now what's happening is that it is opening a workspace inside of a Docker container. It needs a while because I haven't done this before with this project, so let's see what happens. Okay, so here we are. Let's go in full screen mode so we can see better everything. Okay, so what we have here is Eclipse Thaya, which is like a Visual Studio Code. It is from several contributors gathered together in the Eclipse Foundation, like Typefox, the German company, or Ericsson. And what it does is it uses a language server, in this example the Java language server from Red Hat, and it provides a complete IDE in the browser. So I have installed nothing on this laptop. It's just operating system and the browser. And all what you need to work with your project is directly found inside the browser. So we can start coding right now. So let's do that and see what happens. So what's this project about? It's just a few components for JaxRS. And I have a code example here. For example, it's just starting up a server and tries to connect the server and all that. So it's not interesting what the project does. I just want to show you that you can write real world Java code, client server code inside the browser without having anything on your laptop. So if you want to do a contribution, for example, to this project, you could go here and just change some code. Let's do that. So here's the main method, and let's do some system out print line here. Sorry. So system out print line. Hello from Gitpod. Semicolon. Control S to save, just as usual on your desktop. And if you want to start this program now, you see you have this button, run and debug, or link, run and debug, and press the link run. And now you see in the bottom line, it says compiling workspace. So now it's compiling the workspace and setting up an environment where it runs, and it's faster than I can speak. It's already through the code. So you can see here on the server, actually in the backend, in the cloud, our code was executed, and we can see the output of system out directly in our console here. So the question is, what happens with two things? First, with the debugger needs a connection to the actual executed code, which is in the cloud and not on my laptop. And what happens to I/O ports, to sockets, because they're also in the cloud, and I need to get to that socket inside the cloud. So there are firewalls and things. You could imagine that this might be not easy. So just let's try it out in the debugger. First I need to have a breakpoint. I will put it here. So this is an enabled breakpoint, and let's debug it this time. It again needs a few seconds, and I hope the debugger will stop. Yeah, it stops. It's very amazing. I can see the system out print line. I have entered earlier hello from Gitpod, and it stops at my breakpoint, and I can see here the threads where the machine has paused. And now I can step over line by line, and it starts the server. Okay, it has the server started, and now I'm asking the port, and the port is 40207. So you can see you also have the tooltip debugging options, which is just great. I love that in Eclipse right from the start. You have this here in Gitpod too. So how to connect to port 40207 in the cloud on a Docker container? This is simple. You have this tab open ports here, and you can see the port is opened, and I could just open the browser, and here is the result. I'm directly connected. So how does this work? I have to go out of the full screen mode, so you can see it has a GUID like URL. So this is a dynamic URL which is set up on the server side, which is routing the incoming traffic to my application. So this is really great. I could actually try out what happens if I use my local machine here to access this by, for example, curl. Let's do it. So you can see the result. It says 403 forbidden. So actually it found the route to the server, but I'm not logged in. So maybe I should do something to get access to. So let's see what happens if I press the make public button. I'm doing the same again. And now it says 200 OK. And there you see the output demo. So actually it worked. It is public, and if I decide no, I want to revoke the access, make it private again, and you can see again I have no access, 403 forbidden. So this is really amazing because it puts together the local working with the local tools with the working with the remote tools. I have the IDE, the language server, the debugger, the actual executed code somewhere out there in the cloud, but it feels like working on my laptop. This is really natively tightly put together. It's just fun working that way with open source software. So let's run the code to the end. Oh, sorry. And the debugger will stop. So for first review, I think this might not be as big as Eclipse. It has not all the features Eclipse had, but for small contributions, for hacking some stuff quickly, for providing bug fixes or doing small features, this is absolutely efficient and it's sufficient. You don't need to have much more tools. Everything you need, like Git or Maven, is inside this local, inside this virtual machine, and there also are GUI helpers for Git, like for branching, for merge requests, for the debugger, and even for switching workspace. So I could, for example, end this session by stopping this workspace. and it will be saved on the server side, and I can come back later and just restart it from the point where I have been and continue my work. This is a really amazing thing. Also, I can share the workspace with colleagues, so your coworkers can work with you at the same time in this workspace, which is also a great thing. I don't have a mate at hand, so you have to believe me, it's working. So far, for this time, I think Gitpod is a great thing. It works with GitHub, it works with GitLab, it also can be installed on premise. So try it out. It's a cool tool for some kind of workloads, not for everything. So see you in the next episode. Have fun and stay safe. And as always, party on.